So in the morning, remember how I was telling you we were gonna watch the Otozi video? So this is him. This guy is an absolutely really good YouTuber, very underrated in my opinion. I would definitely go check him out, like for real. I saw this as soon as I woke up, and I saw this title, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I could not pass it up. I'm so, like, there's no way. I read this. When did this come out? Like, yeah. This was like in the evening, like when I was in like chilling in my like downstairs. This is like way after stream. I'm sorry. In the school? Relatable. What do you mean relate? You bring your inflatable girlfriend to school? You have an inflatable girlfriend and you bring her to school and then you lit your school on fire? Bro, that's mad. I'm sorry. I have to say this. Listen, I get it when you're like growing up.
Nerd alert!
And, you know, you're becoming a man. And I get your hormones and yada, yada, yada. But it's like, dude, keep it at home. Like, please. Please! Yeah, who doesn't? Okay. I don't.
This college student turned his secret companion into a burning disaster when his roommate unexpectedly showed up to their—
Was that it? Was that all AI? Not this picture.
College student turned his secret companion into a burning disaster.
What is this? What is this? This looks like an AI photo. I'm not religious. I understand that. I could totally I have friends who I literally have friends who are atheists. They're full-blown atheists. Like they do not believe in God. But they're still like one of my closest friends. I've already said this. I don't judge you for religion you believe in or none of that. I've already said that. The only thing I'll judge you on is your characteristics, meaning how you treat me the first time I meet you. If you already treat me like garbage or like try to give me dirty looks or, you know, stuff like that, there's the door. I don't care. None of that, but none of that nonsense when it comes to religion, like none of that. I get that. I get that. And I'm not even going to, you know what? I'll even admit this to you. At one point in my life, when I was like a really angry kid, teenager, mad at the world, mad at like, you know, just life. I can't even lie to you. I did not believe in God anymore. I didn't even think that man existed. And I know that feeling. I'm not saying that's how you feel about it, but I know what it's like. Trust me, bro. No judgment here, bro. No judgment here. You're good. All love here, man. Anyways, through that. Yeah, literally everyone. Yeah, this world's a shitty place. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, yeah, we have like good. Okay, we're supposed to be doing reacts. We're just like rambling. I'm so sorry. We will. In 1 millisecond. But I'm glad it came out from the. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really glad too. And yeah, this world. But that's why I said to y'all. This is why I said to y'all yesterday. Don't idolize anything on this world. People, things, nothing. Nothing. Yeah, let's do reacts. I'm just gonna finish. Remember that. Don't idolize nobody. Unless it's Jesus or God. Like that's it. Because you leave this world, you come to this world with nothing, and you leave this world with absolutely nothing. So, let's use the word this world. Not literally, but like, y'all know what I mean. Alright, let's go!
When his roommate unexpectedly showed up to their dorm. Because he thought it would be a better idea to just burn the inflatable doll or girlfriend rather than have his roommate.
Are we wearing the same glasses? Sorry. Oh, close enough. Sorry, alright, my bad. No more pausing.
Mate, find out what he's been. This just sounds like such a far-fetched reaction, but a video trending on Chinese social media shows exactly the outcome of the headline. I mean, look at that thing. Why would you even think of doing that in the first place? It just sounds like a comedy skit, but let's imagine the scene here real quick. You were alone in your university dorm room. You had carefully planned this private moment because you knew your roommate, he was going on a date and he would be gone. So the guy, I guess, inflated his special companion to get some action. Then suddenly, footsteps are in the hallway. Your roommate's date, it falls through and he's back early. Panic sets in. So what do you do with the evidence? Well, apparently, if you're the specific technology student from Hefei, China, your solution is to grab your inflatable friend, rush into the hallway and light it on fire. There is no way that was the best outcome. Why would you ever react like that? But on February 10th,
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to let him go and let him talk. Oh. Oh, okay. You hear your friend rushing into your room with your so-called inflatable girlfriend. And you don't want him to see it. So you run out of the hall where he is and light it on fire on the floor. Why didn't you just go to the bathroom, close the door, lock it, and then open the tube thing, and then let the air out until it's small? You put it in your pocket or somewhere in your pants. Who cares? Hide it somehow. You walk out, and then you'd be like, yo, bro, like, why are you so early? That's all the man had to do. That's all he had to do. This would have never happened. The man lit his school on fire. Just so his roommate wouldn't see his inflatable girlfriend. Like, alright. Let's just keep going. That's all I have to say. That is everything else. There's no way to, like, talk out of this. I honestly, I don't think you could. I don't think you get away with this in any way. Like, I don't know how you can make this story sound on your end like just normal.
2025, what should have been a simple, awkward moment between two roommates turned into a full-blown emergency when this dude decided that arson was somehow less embarrassing than being caught with an inflatable doll. I mean, I can't even imagine what was going on in his mind when he just came to that conclusion. Did he genuinely believe that setting fire to a large silicon object inside of a building, his dorm room, would somehow be a little bit less awkward or noticeable than
Made in China?
having your friend?
That is insane. That is probably, to be honest. Let's be brutally honest. But like that, yeah, no. Like, this is what I mean. Like what? Like you? Like there's no way that's the only thing he thought of. How? Just get like my okay. You my what do you call it? Like what I would do? The thing I said earlier? Nah, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Friend, see it? Brother, it went from your roommate knowing about it to the whole country, plus you got an arson charge. It didn't even take that long for the fire to spread and trigger the campus fire alarm, filling the whole dormitory with smoke. A security guard quickly noticed the flames and alerted the fire department.
Directly in the dormitory, fire burning 7 results of the fire quickly out of control. Directly triggered a fire, alarmed the entire campus. The school leadership and the crowd rushed to the scene to extinguish the fire in time to put out the fire, did not cause serious damage.
Is that the remains of the doll?
Talk about
Oh my. Yo.
making a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, dude, this is so...
I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're transferring schools. You are transferring, like, schools. That's the one thing that this man now has to do. Like, that is I'm sorry that I can't understand how is that the only thing you can think of? Like, how? I don't get that, bro.
Unnecessary, but okay. Obviously, emergency services were called, and thankfully the firefighters could contain the situation before
Okay, good.
it
No
ultimately got out of
casualties. That's
hand.
good, that's
But
good.
still, I mean, obviously, this guy was trying to avoid being noticed while having a, I guess, private moment to himself. But ironically, nothing says "don't look at me" than having a flaming inflatable doll in the dorm
Room of the
which
hallway.
then ultimately led to a bunch
To
of fire
burning a
trucks
whole school, and then the whole entire country now found out of your doll. Yep.
showing up and putting out the fire. I mean, bro, you did this to yourself, and I feel
You're never gonna live this down. There, like something like that. Nah, bro. Yeah, that's getting talked about until you retire. I do not care.
bad for you, but I also don't in the same way, because this is just laughably stupid.
Like, dude, I'm telling you this right now. This kid's gonna be like in his retirement home or something, like, 60 years from now, and then they're gonna be like, let's just say his name's like, what's a good name for him? Mark. No, Michael. Like they're just chilling there all in their homes. They're all old now and everything, and they're like, hey, Michael, remember back in 21 when yeah you tried to light your sex doll on fire? Do you remember that? And then he's just like, oh my, you guys still remember that? Like, dude, I'm telling that was just horrible. Like, I tried my best to sound as old as possible. How do you explain it to a judge? How? Honestly, I think he can explain it. I think you need to worry about how's the judge going to keep a straight face. Because if that was me, I'm laughing at that kid. I don't care, dude. If I'm a judge and I'm pulling up and then I find out this kid did arson, and you know how they give up the paperwork up to the judge, and I read he lit a doll on fire, so no, I would pee my pants, dying of laughter in that courtroom. I'd die of laughter. Best day of my life? What? Oh, as the judge? Bro, that would be the best day of a judge. Dude, imagine coming home and then ranting to your wife and your kid. I'd be driving home as the judge, still laughing about it. Like,
to put it lightly. But if the situation wasn't embarrassing enough to begin with, Hefei University of Technology also had to release what must have been one of the more unusual statements from a university, to put it lightly. So they posted, please do not use open flames to handle silicone items or other flammable materials in the building to avoid incidents. Items that are no longer needed can be directly thrown in the trash for disposal. Items that are no longer needed was the best way to skirt around what the thing was.
Yeah.
Another interesting detail though is this guy, he's a technology student. Dude really should have known better. Luckily though, the university staff later reported.
What do you mean, nah to what?
There were no property losses or casualties, and we've already communicated.
There were no property losses? So you're telling me there was, like, the fire didn't get bad enough to where, like, it didn't actually damage the building? Because that's entitling. Okay, wow. I thought it was I mean, from the video it looked a little worse than that, but
with the students involved. So no one was physically harmed. The only casualties were maybe the student's reputation and of course his inflatable partner. Oh, and also the shame to his family for generations to come.
Yep.
That's like partially a joke.
Like, he can never go to a family dinner. He's never gonna, like, he has to eat in his room for the rest of his life. Like, how do you face your family? How do you face your family after that, dude? Oh, I'm changing my name, moving planets, everything. I'm not even joking.
Because I had a Chinese friend growing up who would constantly joke about never doing anything risky at all because he didn't want to cause shame to his family for generations. So I know if he's watching this currently, he would confirm that this is the ultimate nightmare for him. But honestly, just trying to imagine
it's like a
what
bird
the
lizard
conversation with the university administrators must have been like for the student. That disciplinary meeting must have been a fascinating one to be a fly on the wall for. And when I first read the story, I couldn't help but think the other choices this guy could have made after his friend arrived. I mean, he could have shoved it under his bed, thrown it out the window, wrapped it in a blanket, simply owned up to it. Anything other than creating a toxic fire hazard. Like, he had all these options, and then he chose to light it on fire.
Go to the bathroom, hide in the closet. Like, how, you know, like, I could go on. I could continue off of his list.
I mean, at this point, I guess he just didn't want to be caught. But brother, that backfired, literally. But also, I mean, you have to be pretty careless in general to bring an inflatable doll to a shared dorm room. But still, at the same time, somehow care enough to make this catastrophic decision of choosing arson as a disposal method inside of a building surrounded by other students.
How do you explain to your prison mate? Brother, if I was the prison mate, and then I'm sitting there, and then, you know, like, we're behind bars, and I look at him and I go, so, you know what, I gotta act about it. Okay, I have to, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta put on the part. Hold on. You know, he looked like, you know, it's him right here, and then, like, I'm the guy, right? And it would be like, so, what are you in here for? And then the kid goes, well, I'm not gonna be racist. I'm not gonna do like an Asian accent. Like, fuck that. That's like fucked up. So he's gonna go, what are you in here for? And then I'm gonna go, I'm in here for, like, I don't know, like, the guy says, like, 2nd-degree murder, right? And then he goes, I'm in here because I didn't want to get caught having sex with a doll, and so I lit it on fire in my dorm, and I almost caught my whole school on fire. If I was the prison mate and I heard that, I need to go to the hospital because I would die of laughter. Like, no joke of a lie. No. I would die of like, I'm not, like, you know how you laugh so hard sometimes? You literally, like, go into a ball and your stomach starts hurting? I would have to go into the hospital because it would hurt so bad I think I'd be dying. Like, I would die of laughter. Die of laughter. The judge looking at the case absolutely... I know that. Buff. Oh, yeah, 100%. The judge gonna be looking at the papers going... Like, that's what he's gonna do. I'm telling you. He's just gonna... I'm telling you. There's... The kid... It's over for him. He can't face anybody. No, like, there's nothing he can do. I can't see how he can come back from that. I don't see what that guy can do. I don't see it.
Students. And then on top of that, at a technology university with flammable materials everywhere.
The security and property owners took care of the incident in a timely manner.
You said there was no property damage, and I can see the damage right here, actually. So, that's in the hallway? Wait, why is there a gap? Wait, what? How? Now I want to be a judge? What, just so you can get some funny case like that and laugh at him?
And also contacted the fire department without any property or any social workers of any kind to get that weather in the hallway.
I mean,
I've covered many
honestly, I think it'd be worth it for times like that.
Absurd stories on the internet throughout the years. I guess this story is just one of those perfect examples of how irrational you can become when you're in panic mode. Well, the most ironic part of the story is what started as an attempt to avoid embarrassment in front of one person has now made the student basically infamous all over Chinese social media. If he was desperately trying to prevent a spectacle, well, he just failed spectacularly. Because honestly, there's something almost poetically tragic there. I mean, this dude essentially created the Streisand effect for his own private activities. By trying to hide evidence from one person, he's now brought it to the attention of tens of millions of people. Yeah. At least he was not identified. I mean, he'll probably be known.
Excuse me? He wasn't identified? It doesn't matter if he wasn't identified. The man's in the school records. I guarantee you, from this video right now being out almost 24 hours ago, we can probably find this kid's name.
Throughout the school, but they at least haven't put him on blast of who he is. So locally within the school, he'll probably be known as...
It's gonna get spread. I don't care what anyone says. That's gonna get spread within... It's gonna be like a wildfire. Like, there's no shot. I'm telling you this right now.
The inflatable doll fire guy. That was a safe term of using that to not get demonetized here on YouTube. The term will probably be a lot more direct. But hey, I mean, it could have been worse. He could have accidentally burned down the whole school or caused some serious damage.
That's what makes it... That could have made it worse. I mean, like, yeah, but like... I'm not gonna lie to you, how it is, that's about as worse as it could get in my head. Like, what he added, that's like this to me. I'm not gonna lie, like, I know, like, okay, like, casualties, no, I'm just saying, like, burning the school, like, it's a building, who cares? But, like, what he did, that's, yeah, nah. Yeah, you've already hit the top bar of, like, embarrassment, to be honest.
It wasn't just his, girlfriend.
Also, all the videos I had to use to essentially compile and learn everything about this story, I had to dub from Mandarin to English. Hence why they're quite interesting to watch. Also, this is like a complete side note from the video though, but Douyin or Douyin, which is, I guess, like TikTok in mainland China, the editing style and everything, as you can see, is very fascinating. It's even more fast-paced than what we see here on the American or Western version of TikTok. Because especially this first video I just showed you, I mean, it is not sped up at all. It's just edited to be that fast-paced for that market.
But yeah, I couldn't find this guy anywhere, so clearly they haven't released his identity, but probably it won't take
going
long
to.
for people to forget this even happened, because even though it became viral, the whole world doesn't really know
It's
who
a
was
bot.
behind the scenes.
It's a bot
So
trying to like
it won't really become as big of a stain
it's a
for
bot
him as it could have been,
trying to,
unless he actually gets charged for arson
like, promote
somehow
for
here.
fake viewers.
But who knows what will happen. If there's any lesson to what we can learn here, it's that sometimes the cover-up might be even worse than the crime. And I say crime like that because that's not a crime, it's just an embarrassment.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
being caught with an inflatable companion might be embarrassing in the moment for the two parties involved, but still, that would have been forgotten a whole lot quicker if he didn't light it on fire and throw it out into the dorm room hallway. So next time you find yourself in a potentially embarrassing situation, remember the tale of the Hefei University student and ask yourself, is my solution going to make things better or infinitely worse for myself? And if your solution involves fire in any way, it's probably the latter. But other than that, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see
W's in the shades. Now, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me, first of all, let me ban this guy, because you don't need to be here. Man, I ban a lot of people. I've already said this. This is like literally my one rule. This is my one rule. I will stick to it till the day I die. For the jorking session? Okay. That was something. Bro, this... I don't know. I feel bad for this guy. Hold on. Let me see if I can find his name. Kid... Lights... Oh, this happened like back in February. Oh, wow. His name's still not out. Yeah, this happened like back in February. Yeah, no, his name's... Nope. Nope. It literally says, student in China, China student. Yep, nope. You know what? His parents probably paid. I don't know how. I don't see his name.